It's Michelle Hasty Thompson here with Total Body Health Solutions, and I have been working behind the scenes helping women ditch the diets and end the battle with binge eating, with weight, with food, but nobody knows about it. So I hit the streets and started asking people, do you want me to help you do this? And guess who said yes? That's right, you're gonna meet the lovely Jen. She has agreed to share her transformation with all of us on how she was able to ditch the diets and have a relationship with food, exercise, and weight that not only helps her lose the weight, but helps her feel actually peaceful and free. Stay tuned.
Hello, my name is Jen, and I really need your help because I just don't feel good about myself. I've gone all these years skinny and then fat and then skinny and then fat, and I just can't get a grip. So I really need your help. I really need to figure out what's going on in my mind, and I need my body to align up with the awesomeness of my mind. So please help me.
Hang in there, Jen. I'm coming to help you. I promise.
Hey!
Nice to meet you.
You.
All right, you ready to get started?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
So breakfast is good. There's nothing you really want to change there. It's working.
I get my coffee, I go take a shower, and I sip my coffee from here to there, and then during the shower and after the shower. And then I put just enough makeup on to where if there was an emergency, I'd look okay. And then
that makes sense.
And then it's cuddle time for my cat and I.
Oh.
So I open my door, he comes in, I sit next to the bed with my coffee, my morning devotion, and my meditation book.
Okay, so it is an experience.
Yeah. My huge cup of coffee. And it just feels good and gets me ready. And if I have time for breakfast, I'll scramble up a couple of eggs. If not, I grab one of these. And this is like my go-to most mornings because I'm in a hurry. Good morning. I am on my way to work this morning, and this is my breakfast. A Luna bar. I eat on my way because I feel like I have to hurry and eat it. And it just kills two birds with one stone, as they say. But yeah, this is common. Just eat and go. Eat and go. It's quicker that way. Yeah. Mindful eating, not so much. Driving. Getting a client. Have a good day.
And then how satisfying is that Luna bar versus the eggs?
It's the same to me.
It's the same.
Yeah. It's just whatever's the quickest. That's the satisfaction.
And do you normally eat that like out the door, sitting down?
If I have time in the morning, I'll do the eggs and I'll sit at the table and eat scrambled eggs, but quickly.
Okay.
Yeah. Or if
And
I
the
don't
bar?
have time, I'll grab the bar and take it with me to work. I'll eat it on my way to get a client or when I get to work.
Okay. And then how does that morning routine like feel to you? Is there anything about that you wish you did differently, or do you feel okay about
I
it?
feel okay about it.
Perfect. Okay. Now walk me through, do you eat a snack or goes it straight to lunch?
So when I get to work, I have, this is my lunch bag. I have all sorts of snacks. I'm a snacky person.
Okay.
And I try to give myself mango, nuts, or Cheez-Its, but depending on my mood at work, it's the one I'll grab and eat, and it's usually the Cheez-Its.
And
But
this is in between breakfast and lunch usually?
yes.
Okay.
There's always break times at work, so at break time I have a snack.
Fourth one. Look, I got friends watching me do this too. This is them. And these are like from Valentine's Day, and I can't stop. There's like a whole bag. It's too good. It's too good. I can't stop.
I can feel like a hunger coming on around like 10 or 10:30. This is I'll do this every morning. I'll put lemon and frozen fruit in my water, and I'll just take it with me and I'll drink it throughout the day, but I'm always drinking something.
Okay.
So
Usually water though?
water, yeah.
Okay.
It's never like it's what I can put in my water bottles. Jivita, Japanese green tea, and it's also known to help you lose weight. Yes.
That's the answer right there.
These are the things that I love. The things that help me lose weight.
Yeah,
And I've got pills there for my diet. 'Cause I'm losing control. And I'm sure they'll make me skinny. They'll make me skinny. 'Cause I wanna lose weight. Ooh, 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 honey, I wanna lose weight. Ooh, ooh, honey, I wanna lose weight. Ooh, they're all I need. They're all I need.
I don't think green tea helps anyone lose weight, to be
Yeah.
honest. But that's okay.
But water, lots of water. I love water.
So drinking water, you have a snack between breakfast and lunch, and when you eat that snack, are you present or are you multitasking?
Oh, or I'm spacing out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't care about it. I'm hungry, so I
You just need to get food in. Okay, so that's something we can work on.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's lunchtime.
Lunchtime, usually I will take like crackers and a little bit of tuna fish. That's if I've made my husband tuna fish sandwiches in the morning, so I'll take his leftover tuna fish and then I'll have crackers with it. Or I will go to Starbucks and get like the protein pack, or anything like snacky kind of food is my lunch.
And where do you eat that?
At the table with the other instructors, with my friends.
How much time do you usually take for lunch?
Well, we have an hour, but I'm usually the one taking like 20 minutes or half an hour, and then I'll get up and go do something else.
Okay.
Like work-wise, or just because I hate sitting and hanging out and doing nothing.
But you're not, you're eating.
No, but it's
It's not nothing.
I like to get eating over with quickly.
It's a general theme that you have with food, like, because you mentioned earlier that you really love food, but then now you're saying, like, I just kind of want to get it over with. So what's going on there? Like, do you really love food?
I think I love one thing my husband and I do is we go out to eat. And I feel like it's a bonding experience. Like we're doing it together, we're socializing. If we go out of town, I like to pick special restaurants or special places to eat. So I'll be aware of where we go and eat and like what new foods I can try. Like because I really love trying new foods and different things. But that is usually towards like the evening or on the weekends when I have time
Not
to do
during
that.
lunch.
No,
If you're not having a morning eating experience, you're okay with that. But then you're not having a lunch eating experience either. And your snacking is mindless as well. So now we have pretty much 75% of your day not having eating experiences. So it doesn't make a lot of sense, right, to do that, because now you have the evenings when you've robbed yourself of the eating experience pretty much all day, except for one meal. To your brain, it's like we ate once today, because everything else was just kind of hurried, rushed, not just do it, get it over with, but not really focused.
Also, at work, we tend to have a lot of snacks and treats. So between lunch and before I get off, if there are any cookies or any candies, I will grab one or two.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because your brain does not feel full, satisfied, even though you might feel physically full. You didn't have an eating experience yet at that point. So the cookie is something that's exciting, or it's a treat. So it's automatically going to demand more attention and more of an eating experience. I'm going to eat this cookie. I'm excited about this cookie. It's a special treat. I don't eat cookies every day, that kind of thing. But if you create an eating experience in the morning, at your snack, and at lunch, now that cookie's not that special. Especially if you allow yourself to have a cookie if you want it with your lunch, if that's something that you really want. But what it will do is in the moment that the cookie shows up as an option, you'll be like, do I really want that? As opposed to your brain just saying, eat it. Like, there's not really thought, right? It's just kind of reaction. Does that make sense? So we need more eating experiences, more excitement around food, more. If you can do it in the morning, that'd be great, but you gotta do it for sure at lunch. Okay, so now this is where we're gonna create like the eating experience. It doesn't have to be fancy. Like, yeah, it's nice if you can light a candle and set the table, and I really do that, and I advise you do that sometimes too. But just in the there's normal, like, okay, I'm eating lunch, no big deal type of thing. We just want to transition from whatever you're doing before to I'm now eating. That's both for you mentally, and it's also for your body. Like, hey, get ready to digest food, right? Hey, get ready to metabolize, get ready to burn fat. Like, eating is a good thing. It's a self-care. It's how you stay alive. This is a nice, positive experience. Are you ready, body? Are you ready, mind? Here we go. Like, that's like really exaggerated, but you know what I mean. So some people like to pray before they eat, and the reason why that's kind of nice is just because it does kind of transition, like it sets the tone. What I do is just take a few deep breaths. That way I'm like, okay, I'm super excited about the sandwich I got. It's exactly what I wanted. It's gonna taste really good. I love turkey, whatever. It's a quick conversation. Doesn't have to be this big, long, drawn out thing, but it just needs to be something that's like, oh, I'm excited for this. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. So here's a helpful tip for you when you're deciding what to eat. When you're used to the dieting rules and regulations, you're often going to be asking yourself, what should I eat? What can I eat? Instead, ask yourself, what do I want to eat? And if nothing comes to mind, just know that when you continue to ask your body what it wants, it'll eventually give you some answers. Okay, so here's the thing. I understand that life can be chaotic, and obviously your work is not the ideal eating environment where you get to sit down like you do at dinner with your husband and have just like a, whew, okay. But we've got to create as much of that experience internally as we can, because how you eat is how you digest. So if everything's chaotic, it's going quick, things are crazy, your digestion won't be ideal, and in turn your metabolism won't be ideal. So the thing about eating is that if you really just sit down and eat calmly, slowly, by breathing, it doesn't take that long. So even if you devoted like 15 minutes, I know technically you are giving it 15, 20 minutes, but I mean like really focusing on like, I'm tasting this tuna and this cracker, and I taste this and I taste that. You might find that some things you might not like as much anymore when you're that present with it. So just take note of like, ooh, this wasn't really the lunch for me, and tomorrow I'm probably gonna do something different because it wasn't very satisfying. But we've got to start to find out that information. Like, food has to be so fulfilling to you at every meal that you don't need extra in the evening. That's why that's happening. It's not because there's something wrong in the evening necessarily. Sometimes people are just bored and then it causes eating. But for you, it sounds like it's more just like a lack of experience the whole day. So now it's all trying to be made up in the evening.
So I'm about to eat lunch on a Saturday, and I know that if I eat certain things, I will feel good for the rest of the day. And I know if I eat certain things, I won't feel good for the rest of the day. But this is what I'm choosing to eat. Pasta. Why am I eating it? Because it's leftover from last night's dinner, and I don't want to waste it, but I also know it's going to make me feel like crap in a little bit. Yeah, it tastes good. I'm not going to lie. It tastes really good. But I don't know why I just can't choose something that's going to make me feel good. And I think it has to do with because I paid for it and I don't want it to go to waste. So here it goes.
Eating mindfully is pretty simple, but I totally get that it's not always easy. Do your best by just trying to do one thing at a time. Everywhere in life, just try to do one task at a time. And maybe, just maybe, it'll make just eating a little bit easier.
Okay.
So we eat whatever we want. There's nothing off limits, which I know that you're good with, but we eat it according to the mindful eating guidelines, which are really simple. So number one is eat when you're hungry, which I don't think that's really a problem for you, besides the evenings when you might be eating a little bit outside of hunger. Okay. Eat sitting down in a calm environment. So at work, I know that's a tough one. So here's what I say about that, because obviously I'm a mom and I know a lot of moms, and they're like, yeah, you can't eat in a calm environment when you have children running around and what a demanding, and that's kind of how work is in a way for you. So when you put the bite of food in your mouth, just be conscious of, I'm putting a cracker in my mouth right now. I'm chewing a cracker. I'm tasting a cracker, okay? Like, try to create the most presence every time the food enters your mouth, even if the very next moment you're thinking about something else, helping someone over here, or completely not present.
Okay.
But just make a rule to yourself that food does not go into your mouth without conscious choice and decision. I'm choosing to grab this handful of M&Ms on my way to this place, and I'm choosing to put this green one in my mouth right now. Ideally, you sit down and you put the M&Ms down, and then you pick one up and eat it and go, oh wow, this is a really good M&M. Ideally. Sometimes it doesn't happen. But it's just really important that when we're eating, it's as calm as possible inside of your body. Okay?
Okay.
You can't eat with distractions. Okay, so this is the hardest one for people because there's always distractions. But the thing is that you are learning basically how to eat again. It's become so patterned to eat the way you're eating, and it's not going to work for what you want. So we have to eat without distractions for a period of time to rebuild the skills. It would be like if you wanted to learn how to play piano and your piano teacher was like teaching you and you were on your phone the whole time. Like, she's going to be like,
Yeah.
hello, you're not paying attention. This is kind of the same thing. So if you really want to do this and it's really important to you, you will give eating your undivided attention. And eventually what happens is it'll become automatic to just do it that way. And you don't have to be so like, okay, I'm sitting at the table, I'm eating a cracker, I taste the salt. Like, it doesn't have to be that, because you'll be getting that automatically. Okay? Eat what your body wants. I think that's kind of what you're already doing for the most part.
Yeah.
Except for the times that you're eating outside of hunger, like when you see a cookie and then you eat the cookie just because you see it. So the question in those moments is just, do I want it? Yes or no. Either decision is fine, but do I want it? The other follow-up question is, if do I want it? Yes. Am I hungry? If you're not hungry, it's like, okay, do I want to deal with the consequences of eating something when I'm not hungry? Because it doesn't necessarily feel good. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of it. And if the answer is yes, cool. Now you have made a conscious decision as an adult to do something that's probably not going to feel very good, and that is your right to make that decision. But you just have to be conscious of it. And then if the answer is no, I'm not really hungry and I don't really want this, but I want the cookie, but I don't want to eat outside of hunger, then grab the cookie and wrap it up, and the very next time you're hungry, you're going to really enjoy that cookie because you actually have hunger for it. And that's the difference.
Okay.
Okay? Does that feel doable?
Yes.
Eat until you're satisfied. And that's because you're not having eating experiences. You're not going to feel satisfied. So that's why we have to have eating experiences. Like, breakfast is probably not that satisfying. It might work for your schedule, though. It might work for your life to have one meal where you're just kind of like, not really satisfying. It is what it is. That could work. If it doesn't, we'll have to change or adjust that. And then eat with enjoyment and pleasure. Food is meant to be fulfilling. It's meant to be pleasurable. I don't believe food is just fuel. I think part of it is that it's fuel, but I think part of it is because it's just awesome. Like, otherwise we'd all be eating food pills, right? Like, we're not. We're actually enjoying and eating food. We're supposed to enjoy it. It's emotional. You eat something and it reminds you of, you know, grandma's home cooking, or you eat something and it's like, oh, I'm enjoying this experience with my husband. Like, it's okay to be celebratory about food. It's okay to be food focused. It's just important that you have hunger for it so that you can actually get all the positive things out of it and not have it be this negative experience of, oh, I didn't want to eat that, but then I did eat it, or this is going to make me fat, or why did I do that? Like, that's all what's not going to work. The food itself, there's no problems with it. So once again, we never write what we eat. It's just how you felt before, where you ate it. So like walking out the door or sitting at the table, how long it took you to eat it, how full you feel. 7 is always optimal. So 8, 9, 10 would start to be being too full.
Okay.
And how you feel after.
Okay.
Can you kind of walk me through what childhood looked like with food and weight?
I think a lot of my memories with food being exciting or good would be when we were younger and we would go to people's houses after church, or we would go to a restaurant after church, and we would socialize with the food, or barbecues or parties, and it would just be all different kinds of foods, all different socialization with the food, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the good times that I remember. I remember also times where my parents were working, and so my sister and I would have to get like the frozen pizza or the frozen burritos or something quick to eat. But my mom did cook us food. It was just not like big elaborate dinners. Yeah.
So food was not really a focus in your home.
Mm-mm.
And were one or both of your parents weight conscious at all?
I believe my mom has struggled with it her whole life. And my dad, I'm sure that he's said things about him being overweight because he used to drink like a lot of Pepsi and he got really overweight and then he quit. And so I remember there was always some kind of weight thing in our house, like trying to lose weight, or I've gained too much weight, or just, But they've never put themselves down. Like my mom never said anything bad about her body or anything. So all of that just came upon me when I went to school and saw that there were girls that were skinnier or prettier or stuff like that.
So your parents didn't really have a lot of focus on food. Do you feel like it was because they were struggling with food? It was kind of just like avoidance, or was it just coincidence? Like their relationship with food, in your perspective, was what?
We didn't spend time learning how to cook food or teach each other, or my mom didn't teach me how to cook, or cooking wasn't like a special thing. So there was no connection with food like in the home. It was just fast, easy, and convenient.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense in terms of how it's showing up for you, right?
Right. And then when we went to Grammy's house, she would like cook these big dinners, so it would be special, you know. I think my Grammy was a cook. But yeah, just outside the house were the special dinners and stuff.
So that makes a lot of sense. So because basically the habits that you've created now are, for the most part, food is just whatever. Mm-hmm. And then we have these random eating experiences that come up, whether it's dinner or after church or whatever. Mm-hmm. But 90% of the time, it's just whatever. Take a lifetime of doing that and think about how that affects your brain, right? Because it's not really your body. Your body can really care less as long as it gets food and it can survive. Mm-hmm. But your brain has been robbed of these eating experiences for your whole life, basically, except for these random little occurrences that you can pick out and say, oh, that was a special time. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, it kind of feels starved in a way.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, quite literally.
Yeah.
You have to feed your brain as well as your stomach. If we didn't, we wouldn't have any problems with food, because people's issues are not appetite. Nobody's appetite is truly too big. They're eating when they're not hungry, which is why those surgeries and the pills and the things don't work long term, because it's not an appetite issue. It's something is not connecting here, which is causing you to be irrational, illogical about food. And it seems really clear to me that why that would be happening if you have, however old you are, amount of years not doing that. Yeah, so we need to make friends with food.
Okay.
Yeah, it needs to be your buddy, your best friend.
Also, when I was a single mom, that was I think that was a moment in my life that was really hard for me to handle. So food was after they were in bed or really quickly, because I had so much to do.
Sure.
So, yeah.
And those times that you were in true survival, we can't really expect much more than that, right?
It was a long time.
It was a long time.
Or quick food for them, you know, absolutely unhealthy, but quick, you know, food for
and that's life, right? And we always do the best that we can with it, but you're not in survival anymore. So what happens is now the survival habits have continued, but not really for any rhyme or reason, except that it's patterned. Mm-hmm. So you have to make the decision to change the pattern. Do you feel ready to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So one of the resources we use, that I use personally, and I have all of my clients use, is CookSmarts. It's very inexpensive. It's the idea of those services that send you all the food and tell you what to cook every night. Like, does that sound appealing?
Yeah, I've actually looked that up recently.
Okay, so it's like that, except that the reason why those services are so expensive is because they ship you all the food. It's expensive. They have to refrigerate it. It's a process. They don't prep any of it for you, though. You still have to chop it. You still have to make the sauces. So it's not really taking a lot of the work off of you, except grocery shopping. It's the only thing it really takes off, and the meal planning. So what CookSmarts does is they do all the meal planning for you, and they tell you what to buy, but they don't ship you anything. You just go get it. And it's always going to be ingredients that are easy to find. It's not going to be crazy, elaborate things. And if it happens to be an ingredient that they think might be out of the norm, they'll put a link of where you can buy it, like if it's on Amazon or something else. And basically, it's going to tell you what to cook every single night, and all you have to do is follow it. When you follow the recipe, and I just put it on my tablet and just have it so where the screen never shuts off, so it's just always there, and I can just scroll around and like, I need this much, or I need to, cook this part. It tells you all the prep you can do ahead of time. It tells you the grocery list you check off as you buy it. It also couples ingredients, so like if you use spinach on Monday, you're going to use spinach on Wednesday, so that you're not wasting food. And the other thing it does is anytime it tells you to do something like chop or whatever, it gives a little video showing you exactly what they want you to do.
Okay.
So it's like foolproof.
Yeah.
And it'll give you a variety of food. You get to try all different kinds of cultural foods. Like I just made Hungarian chicken the other night.
Nice.
You know, so it's like, it's gonna make it really fun. And like, I always just make it an experience in the kitchen as much as I would eating. I mean, plating the food, I make an experience. I like a glass of wine, so I'll have that's like my ritual. Like I have my glass of wine and I cook and I drink my wine. And it's like my time to take care of myself. And it's really about me. Like I was gonna say my family, but sometimes they eat it, sometimes they don't. I don't really care. Like it's about me. This is my time to take care of me and provide myself with the kind of food that I know I want to eat, that's high quality, and that I put my love and care into, and it's creative. Does that sound like something you're willing to try?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm having a really bad body image day, but I was watching my 600-pound life, so it's kind of making me feel better, but it also didn't make me feel so good thinking that one day I was going to be on the show, because I just can't get control of my weight. So I just need some help. I need to change my thinking. I need to change my body image thinking, and I just need help with getting things right so I can get on the path to being healthy and loving myself and all of that stuff to make me feel better. So help.
I don't hate exercising.
Right, but it's the same thing. So
Yeah.
if someone's experience exercising is like, we're not athletes in my family. We don't work out in our family. We're uncoordinated. We don't do well in the gym. Like if that's the language that you're growing up with, and then you have absolutely no modeling of someone just loving exercise, and then the only reason you do exercise or have exercise is to lose weight, well, of course you're going to hate exercise. It's the same thing with cooking. If you've never been shown this like everyday positive, like really loving self-care, like the way that you spend that time in the morning to like have coffee with your cat, like how that's like an experience for you, that's a self-care moment, right? That's what cooking is and can be. But if no one's ever shown you that and you don't see it every day and it's not the norm, then how would you know?
Right.
And you're not going to be good at it first. I hate to break it to you, but you're gonna suck at first.
I suck all the time.
Yeah, because you don't put enough consistency
No,
in
I
practices. So you're gonna suck at anything you don't have a lot of experience with. I'm sorry to break it to you.
I believe that.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit more about this experience that you had with weight, because you've mentioned a few things that I see across the board with everyone that has weight struggles. You mentioned it feeling inferior, right, to peers. You mentioned feeling isolated. You mentioned feeling disconnected. These are the kinds of themes that I always see across the board with everybody. So when we think about weight and we think like, oh, I have a problem with food, or I have a problem with metabolism, or these are the things we tend to think about. But really we have a problem with feeling inferior, with feeling disconnected, with feeling isolated. Like these are the things that we have to fix, not our metabolism. That makes sense? So talk to me more about kind of your experience with
I guess it shows up when, well, for the most part, I feel really good about myself and the way I carry myself. But I don't know when it shows up, honestly.
Well, there's probably some of those recurring stories from when you were a child, right? Like there's still that 11-year-old that felt overweight, and nobody came up to that 11-year-old and said, like, whatever you needed to hear at that time, or gave you the skills to cope with that feeling of like, it's okay to feel that way. You're not, but, you know, or you're gonna grow out of it, or what's going on, how can I help you? Like, we didn't get that necessarily. Even as children, one of the most important things is to feel significant and to feel like you belong. So when we think about what we feel like as adults, it's so important that we feel like we're significant and like we belong, but this is not the same as trying to mold ourselves to fit in somewhere where we don't naturally fit in. Instead of trying to fit in, look for where you naturally belong, where you don't have to try that hard, where you don't have to effort or be somebody else to fit in. And that's what you get when you just belong. So when you're not in your ideal body, how do you have that conversation with knowing that to be true, and then having this conversation about, well, you have to eat a certain amount of calories?
Well, I think the calorie thing is like a quick a quick fix for me. Like summer's coming up, and so I really want to wear different things during the summer, and now we have an apartment with a pool, and I really want to go swimming. But I know right now, if you asked me to go swimming, absolutely not. I would not, because I'm not comfortable with my weight. And probably because there's other people in these apartments that are going to be swimming at the same time, and I would compare myself to them. So that would be like a quick fix. If I really, really want to get my swimsuit within the next month, I need to count calories.
And do you feel like there are any side effects from doing that, losing that weight fast, counting calories?
No.
So part of the dysfunction that's shown up with food is a direct result of doing these quick fixes. Like, it's not a coincidence that people who do these diets over and over and over again and yo-yo their weight and weight cycle have dysfunctional relationships with food. Whether it's food avoidance, just I'm just not going to even deal with it and pretend that it's not a problem and stay busy, or I'm fully engaging and binge eating, or I'm anorexic, bulimic. It doesn't even any of those spectrum. Like orthorexia is another one, which is the obsession with clean, healthy eating. So any form of this dysfunction with food shows up as a result of manipulating food to lose weight. Anytime you manipulate food or exercise to lose weight, there's a freaking side effect. It's, you can't get out of it any other way. Nobody can. And so what has to happen is when you're like, well, I just need to get, because here's the thing, you reach a pain threshold. You look in the mirror, you say, this body's too big, I can't handle it, I gotta do something. And that desperation, it kind of removes logic, really, because it's like, I'll do anything. That's when people start doing diet pills, drugs, you know, crazy diet, starvation, whatever. They're like, I'm in so much pain right now, meaning I hate what I'm seeing so much that I don't even care the consequences. I'll freaking find fen-phen on the black market at this point just to get out of the discomfort. So what you're gonna be pushed to do now is to sit in the discomfort of it and not act, because when you act, you're making decisions that are short-term based and have long-term side effects that you may not notice or even correlate with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it has to be, I've got to just really be like that 11-year-old version of you that felt overweight, that started numbing at the age of 12. This is what we have to reverse, is all the years of numbing, of saying, I'm just going to sit here with the discomfort and feel as heavy as you could ever feel and not want to escape. I mean, you're going to want to escape, but not actually escape. And you don't do those things anymore, so you don't have those tools. But you're kind of in a mindless pattern, and that's kind of your numbing pattern now. And so we have to become so present, so mindful of our bodies and the way that we feel, even the uncomfortable things, even the things you don't want to feel, so that you can heal that thing that didn't get healed when you were 11 years old. I got a good tip for you if you feel like, God, I just want to be able to go into a store and try on clothes and have it fit. Hint, it's probably never gonna happen. The truth about clothing shopping is that everybody, every shape has to try on a lot of duds before they find the clothes that fit. So get familiar with stylists. Start to learn about your shape, because even if you lose or gain weight, your shape is pretty much the same. Learn how to dress your body in a flattering way, and it won't matter what weight you're at, you'll always feel good.
I think that's a great color for you. I
Yeah.
really like that color, and that's one of the trending colors this season too.
Yay.
And then if you add the structured jacket, it again creates that long line. I think it hits you at the perfect spots. The jacket has this little band in here too, which again is going to accentuate your waist. So when you're looking for a jacket, just make sure that it does curve in at the waist, especially on you, because you don't want that too boxy look up top. And then I think it's just a really great look for you.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, Jen, come on out. Let's see you. Oh my goodness, you look so good.
Okay, woo!
Do you love it?
I do.
You look
Wow.
amazing. What do you think?
I think I look really pretty.
How do you feel about the dress?
I like that.
That's out of your comfort zone.
It is. I like it. I think it's beautiful. I think with the right shoes and some jewelry, that I'd be ready for date night.
You are ready for date night. It looks amazing.
Thank you. So good.
So I want to show you something from our first day of filming because it's fun to see the contrast.
Okay.
So, what are you telling yourself is the reason that you struggle with weight and haven't fixed this?
I have horrible eating habits. I don't like to eat healthy foods. I feel like I struggle because I don't choose healthy foods.
But is that true? Because everything you showed us earlier. What made you pick this restaurant that we're going to?
It's one of my favorite restaurants. It's super delicious and locally owned, so I like
It's healthy though. You said you didn't like healthy food.
No, I do like healthy food.
You said you didn't like healthy food.
Did? No, I don't like vegetables.
And then you're like, I like broccoli.
No, I do like broccoli.
That's a
Maybe I
vegetable.
don't know what I like.
Okay, all right. Really think about this. Like,
Yeah.
the whole problem for 40 plus years
Yeah.
is that you just eat too many carbs, not
Yes.
enough vegetables.
Yes.
Is that logical at all?
And sweet.
So, I know it's hard to watch sometimes, but that's how you felt.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt.
And now?
No, I don't feel that way at all. I think that's hilarious. I was stuck in like a mind frame that's what I was told. So I was just listening to everybody else but myself. So yeah, that's funny.
You've come a long way.
Yeah, I really have. It hasn't even been that long. I just
Yeah.